Today's High Performance Podcast is brought to you by Josh Phegan Digital. It's the only place that you'll find our expansive resource library. Every form, checklist, visual and dialogue that you'll ever need to systemize your business. Available to edit in PDF to rapidly take your business to the next level. Welcome to High Performance, the podcast featuring Josh Phegan and Alexander Phillips. Alexander, this is probably one of my most important topics about how to remain really hungry, how to remain really humble, and also be people smart. Tell us about this in terms of like building a long and enduring career. Like hunger is an important part, humility when you get successful, but also too the ability to be able to read people and be people smart is a massive part of what it takes to be a great agent, right?
Yeah, I think, Josh, most real estate agents are definitely street smart, not so much book smart, which is being able to have conversations that easily flow. Because but obviously what we need to do really well is understand people, then steer them into, direction of, trying to get a property sold. So that's really asking the right questions, unearthing more information than what they're probably prepared to do, and then, helping them get into a new house. The word hunger I don't love. I think a lot of people use this saying, I'm so hungry, I want to sell so many houses and I can do so many calls, but they don't actually get that. It's not about that. It's about a hunger, I think, to me, comes across as like a short term, like I'm going to do this real quick, I'm so hungry it's going to happen. It's probably the better way of looking at it is dedication for a long time and like being fully dedicated to getting better. Making sure that everything you do day in, day out is a snowball effect to you at some point in the future becoming the best agent. And that is being really smart on who you work for when you first start, having the right processes, understanding what real estate actually is, on why you're doing what you do, asking those questions, then making sure you're building and maintaining a database and giving them relevant information that will then eventually give you listings. So I think it's about making sure you as a person, if you're in real estate, you're fully in it for a career, and it's not like a short-term fix. So that word hunger has got to be, I think, thought about a little bit more. If you're a person looking at getting in real estate, it's been dedicated for a long period of time, and then all of that will come of it. I think the humble side of things will help you become a better person and being seen as a better person, and make sure that the marketplace, although you might be a market leader, goes, okay, this guy's a real person. Like I went into a listing the other day and they go, you're actually a real person. And I said, I am, and guess what? I'm going to be doing your open homes too. Like I'll be here, I'll be putting out the A-frame board, I'll be taking down names and numbers. Like that, to me, like even yesterday, we're doing an open home and Vince is putting up an A-frame. I said, mate, let me walk up to the corner of the street and I'll put it out. Like, that to me, we're still doing those things that I did when I first started 10 years ago.
This is an interesting
20 years ago, I should say.
You look at like hunger, another word that comes with that is like appetite. And so like, you're really hungry right now, but then your appetite wanes the first moment that you hit adversity or a challenge or an objection. And what you're talking about is something like that long-term staying power about, what I'm going to stay in the game forever. Like regardless of the circumstances of the day, I'm just going to learn how to go to surf. And the humility is an important one because sometimes people get too good too quick, and then they start like, I need to go pick up my dry cleaning and do all of these other things. And that's fine if you're actually in a position that you're really helping that person to also grow inside of their career. But if you're not helping someone to grow, that's a real challenge, right? So like we all help each other out in different ways, but you got to pick up their dry cleaning just as well, as a part of that. That people smart one is a really important thing because as your career grows, you're going to work with lots of different people when you're still going to have to sell a studio apartment to someone where it's their first home, and you're still going to have to sell potentially one of the most expensive listings in your area. You've got to remember that ability to be able to read the play that, both of those people could be going through different life circumstances, could be going through different financial challenges, and your ability to be able to read that play is what actually makes you one of the greats, right?
Yeah.
The big thing that I look at with you is you say, hey, Josh, like I'm going to be in front of someone. How do I make sure that in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, I can actually win that listing? Do you think that the listing presentation is almost won in the first opening minutes, the first like 5, 10, 20 minutes with that client, that you've either got the momentum and they're feeling safe with you, or they're like, I'm probably not going to go with this one? Yeah,
like it's, you can feel the energy when you walk into a room. You can feel if you're on the front foot or back foot. I can anyway, when the minute that door opens. And, because they might in their head have a perception of who you are, or they've already actually made a decision on another agent. So they're just like, well, let's just get him in for a price check, and then we can use that to screw down the other agent. So then the best agents switch that person into signing up with them. I had this scenario the other day where it's a deceased estate. One side of the family wants me, the other family doesn't. I've walked into that scenario. It was like an ambush where they're asking like these crazy questions I've never been asked before to sort of try and unearth that I didn't know what I was talking about and really catch us out. And by the end of it, I said, guys, I just actually feel like I'm being ambushed here. I said, is there any point in me being here? Like, I'm actually here to work with you.
Yeah.
And actually, the property, not just you, but everyone. If you want me to, I'm here to just get you the best price. And that's it. And then the guard just dropped.
And that's an important thing.
I just said, I'm prepared. I'm happy to leave if you want. I just went like, this is not going to work. And I just, and like, so the first 20 minutes, it was going nowhere. I just said, I'm out of here. I don't need this. And then they just dropped, and then we, spun it around, and they've given us a go ahead on the business.
And that's really the skill, is that ability to be able to read the play at that point, right? Where you just say, hey, Alex, I'm just not feeling that you're getting what you need out of our conversation today. Let me just stop for a second, because I don't feel that I'm getting through. Tell me a little bit about where you're at and what you actually want to see happen. And let them just literally lace out what actually needs to happen. But I think it's a really important skill set about hunger, humility, and also too making sure that you're really people smart. It's going to be some great skills to be able to have a phenomenal real estate career.